Hi friends, today I'm so excited to share with you 3 new Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs. I am so excited about all 3 of these, but of course I kind of have a favorite and I can't wait to get right on into it. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jennifer and this is a little bit of Calm and Crazy. I love sharing budget DIYs, home decor, Dollar Tree, trash to treasures, thrifting, and if that sounds good to you, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I do have an announcement at the end of this video, so make sure that you stay tuned so you don't miss that. I just want to do a quick hello to my friend Layton. She is just a super cute 7-year-old that watches my videos, and I just wanted to say hi Layton, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos, and let's go ahead and jump right on into today's projects. For my first project, I am using one of the sleighs that I picked up at Dollar Tree. You can get the Santa one. They also have a snowman one. I'm also using a package of the larger paint sticks that I grabbed at Home Depot. The package comes with 3 of them and they are just under $1. I will have a complete supply list for you in the description box for your convenience. To start off with, I separated all the different parts of the sign. I actually had done this earlier, so it looks a little bit simple, but I wanted to make sure I could do it without ruining anything before I actually showed it to you. But there are some little staples inside of it, and so you will need to go in and remove those. Now, if you do end up destroying the little straight pieces of the sign, don't worry, I'm actually not using those in this. So those are the part that if they got a little wonky or bent while you're taking it apart, that would be a good part to kind of destroy. I'm only using the top 2 pieces. So try to keep those as intact as possible while you're taking it apart. Now I'm going in with a piece of sandpaper and quickly just removing all of the glitter off of the sleigh on the bottom part as well as the top part of the sleigh and getting that done. Now, with the paint sticks, since the sleigh is done, I did go in with each paint stick and remove 4 inches off of those, and everything is ready for the next step. So here's some paper that I pick up at Hobby Lobby for $1. This is called Whitewash Fence. I love the coloring of this. It just has a really natural wood, and I'm using some Mod Podge. I get this at Hobby Lobby too with a coupon, and it's the best price that I've been able to find it. But you can pick up Mod Podge at Dollar Tree if you want to. I add a thin coat of Mod Podge all around, making sure I get the edges. And then as I place this down, I want to make sure that I have it nice and straight, especially because it does have those wood grain lines in it. And then I just rub to make sure I get any of the bubbles out or wrinkles in it. And then for the top piece, I want to line it up in a way where at least the grains are going in the same way, and again that it is straight. So after I have it on there, I do go ahead and I trim off a little bit of the excess paper just because then I can use it later. But later on, once it dries, I will go in with some sandpaper to give it its final trimming. While the Mod Podge dries, I'm going to paint the paint sticks with some flamenco red, but I want to give it more of a stain than a paint, so I'm actually going to mix it in with some water, so about a 50-50 mix here, and that way I can still see the wood grain pattern on the on the paint sticks. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go in with some sandpaper and try to get rid of some of those measuring lines that you can see. Those are just painted on, so they do come off. You can get rid of those. Now, as I'm painting, I do go in and I kind of wipe off to make sure that I can still see that wood grain come through. I am looking at this and I'm deciding that the red is a little bit brighter than I want. I'm definitely going for more of a rustic feel with this. So I go ahead and I get it all on. And I do set it aside and I let it dry just a little bit, but I decide to go ahead and do the same thing with some black. And again, I mix the black with some water too because I wanted the red to still poke through. I didn't want to lose the red, but I definitely wanted to tone it down with the black. And I love the final results of this. I think it looks so good. Once your Mod Podge dries, the best way I have found to remove your paper is to sand it off by going back and forth. This is a 60 grit sandpaper. It does the job rather quickly. It will just start peeling away. It's kind of satisfying, actually. It's a weird thing, I know. As I was doing it though, I did notice that some of my edges were coming up, so I just went in with a tiny little paintbrush to fix those and put those back down just to make sure that my paper stayed on nice and secure and wasn't lifting. I then did the same thing with the top half. I went ahead and did remove a little bit of that extra paper because it was in my way, but I wanted that really close trim and that the sandpaper will provide so I prefer to sand off my paper instead of cutting it. Now, if you want to go ahead and trim your paper with a pair of scissors or a craft knife, and that is your preferred method, by all means, do what you prefer to do. This is just the process in which I like to do. So once I had this all on, it was time for me to go in with my stencil. So here you see I have a little bit of red paint and some black, and I'm just taking the tiniest bit of black to deepen up that red so it will match the bottom of my sled. And now I'm stenciling this on with my little stencil brush. I picked these up at Walmart. They came in a pack of 2. It's a Waverly brand stencil brush. And you just pat it on by going straight down, and you won't have any bleeding out the side when you do it that way. After I got that on, I decided to add 1 single snowflake on the top. This is the second stencil that comes in the pack. If you can't find these stencils, I did see a Let It Snow at Hobby Lobby. They were $2, just so you know. To embellish the sleigh, I am going in with these cute little wooden stickers that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. They come in a pack with a few other things. I just absolutely have a thing for mittens. I think they are so cute and perfect for winter, and they absolutely go with the sleigh. But I love the wooden stickers from Dollar Tree. I love that they have them this year. They're one of my favorite things. So here, of course, you see that I'm going in just outlining them in the black, and then I'll go in with the same red that I used for the Let It Snow on the inside. What's fun about this is you can paint it however you want. This entire sleigh is such a personal thing, and I know that you'll take your twist and do your own thing, and everyone will do something fun and unique with it, and I can't wait to see your own special creations with this. And I hope that you'll share those with me. If you aren't already following me on Instagram, I hope that you will, and you'll tag me so that I can see when you recreate things or that when you make something really special. I love seeing the things that you make. Okay, so this is where I think the magic happens because now everything is actually coming together. So first I'm just laying it all out before I start attaching it with the glue. I'm using wood glue in order to attach it. I wanted to make sure that it was nice and secure and would last. And I wanted to know first where it needed to be before I placed the glue. It's just the way that I work. So I'm using a pencil to mark out where the sleigh was going so I would know exactly where to put the glue down. I didn't want to have glue just oozing out somewhere. I did go in and kind of thin out because I had a little bit of thicker areas of glue and I thought that would help some. Once I had the top on, I just left it alone, let it set up, and then I went back into my little mittens and I decided to go ahead and sand them. It's just a 220 sandpaper, so kind of a finer grit, just to rough them up a little bit. To attach those, I am using some twine and hot glue. And I'm just wrapping around, well, you can see that I'm wrapping them around the top part of the sleigh just a few times. And then I decide where I want to place that first mitten and securing that down with some hot glue, making sure that's where I want it. And then once I decide where I want that where I decide I want that second mitten, again, I go in with some more hot glue to attach that down. And there you have it. I think this sleigh is so cute. It only took a few things in order to just spice it up a little bit. And let's be honest, it does not look like it came from the Dollar Tree. Hard to believe that this only cost me around $3 to make. For my next 2 projects, I'm creating signs using a couple of gift bags that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree just nails it on their gift bags, and I can't believe they are just $1. That is just amazing to me. Now, I love Christmas signs, but they are like $20+, and I'm able to do both of these signs for just around $6, and I think that is incredible. So I'm also going to be using some more paint sticks that I grabbed from Home Depot. Again, these are the larger size paint sticks. So to start off with, I just cut the front of the bag away from the rest of the bag because that's the only part that I will be using. Once I have that all trimmed and cut from both of the bags, then I can move on to the next step. Are you surprised that I will be going in with some good old Mod Podge? Now, I always get this at Hobby Lobby because I use a ton of this. So I like to buy the big container using a coupon because that's the best price that I can get. If you're not going to use it as often, you can get a 2 ounce for just $1 at Dollar Tree, and that might be the better option for you. So I will be adhering the gift bags to some foam board, but before I do that, I'm getting rid of any overlapping gift bag that I hadn't already gotten rid of earlier, and then I'm adding a thin coat of the Mod Podge to the back of the gift bag, trying to make sure that I get it all the way to the edges. Now, it's always harder when you're adding it straight to a paper because the paper will tend to kind of curl a little bit on you, as you can see here, when it gets a little bit wet. Now, after I do that, I do go back in, add a little bit more to the edges just to make sure that they are down nice and secure, and then I press those down. Now, I failed to mention that I did get the foam board from Dollar Tree. I think that's another great thing that Dollar Tree carries. It does come in the white as well as in black. So depending on what gift bags you get, you might choose to use the black instead. If you are only doing one gift bag, I would go ahead and just cut your foam board in half, and this, of course, save your other half of foam board for another project at a later date. Now, once I had already adhered both of these, I just set them aside and let them completely dry. And once they were completely dried, I went in with a straight edge ruler. It just needs to be anything of a straight edge, and my box cutter, and I trimmed out both of the signs and got them all the way as straight as possible. I trimmed them out. Now, I went ahead and I did this first before I measured out my paint sticks because I wanted to know what length I needed to cut my paint sticks. So after I had everything all trimmed out, that's when I went ahead and then I measured so that I would know what length my paint sticks needed to be, and then I could cut my paint sticks. Now, when it comes to cutting your paint sticks, you can cut your paint sticks with a handsaw, or if you happen to have a power tool of some sort, of course, you can use a power tool. That is the easier way to do it, but a handsaw will work. After that, you choose your paint or your stain, and then you go in and you just have some fun. Now, what's great about this is it can vary depending on what you want your sign to be. So this is actually some black paint mixed with water, just like I did in the earlier project, to create kind of like a little bit of a black stain. And then on the second one, I actually use a Waverly's Wax in Antique because it actually creates a really pretty stain-like effect. Of course, you would choose any color that you think would match your project the best. It's such a personal preference on something like this. Once all the paint has had time to dry, now you can go in and attach it. So what I do is I like to line everything up first before I can go in, and I use hot glue in order to attach it. And when I do that, I like to hot glue first the bottom and the top so that I can line up the sides perfectly, creating that 90-degree angle. You may have little tweaks depending on the gift bag that you have. So on the first one, I was able to have the top pieces be longer and my inside pieces were shorter. But on the second one, I had to flip it, and my outside pieces, or my edges, my outside pieces, I said that right the first time, had to be longer, and my top piece and my bottom piece had to be shorter. So just be aware of that you might have some little tweaks as you go along. I think it is best to cut the paint sticks after you trim the foam board so you know exactly what you need. I love how these turned out. I think they are so cute, and I love that I was able to do them for around $3 instead of $20+, and I cannot wait to use these at Christmas time when I go to decorate my home. I hope that you have loved all 3 of these projects today, and the fact that I was able to do each one of these for just around $3, I think is fabulous. If you enjoyed them, don't forget, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with a friend if you know that they would enjoy it too. And don't forget, I have an announcement for you. I am so excited to be teaming up with Natalie from Designed to the Nines to be bringing you the Ultimate Christmas Wreath playlist. She did this back in the fall with Kristen Kay, and I participated in that playlist. I thought it was so fun, and I love seeing everything that everyone created. So when she reached out and asked if I wanted to participate in this one, it was a no-brainer. I love wreaths. I'm obsessed with them. I think they are so much fun to do. Plus, I love seeing what you create. So I hope that you guys will participate too. This is an open playlist. Everyone is invited to participate. Here's what happens. It will go live on November 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
If you don't have a YouTube channel, that is completely fine. We do have an Instagram hashtag. It is the Ultimate Christmas Wreath. I cannot wait to see what all you create. I just think this will be so much fun. Now remember, that is going to be November 6th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I will have all the information in the description box. Please ask me any questions that you have, and I hope that you will participate. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!